All aboard. And with the bug found, figured out, and contained, until the next time I forget what I'm doing. Being old, that will not be very long, probably. We're on to our next lesson. Our next tutorial is on terminology. Why do they call them sleeper rails? Hey, I'm Kelly Jack. This is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. And specifically, this is the Expanding Worlds tutorial for Semitrans Pack 64 series sessions. Episode 53. And I hope everybody got a good laugh out of me on my bug quest. Trust me, if you see my Facebook post on the last one, you'd understand that, yes, someday that bug is going to get me again, and my heart's going to say when it jumps out at me, hold my beer, I'm going to get it. And try to tear its way out. But, hey, why do they call them wooden sleeper rails when we call them railroad ties? Well, they call the thing they lay them on a roadbed. So once they're laid down on the rocks, they've gone to sleep. And I'll bet you that's what it is. You can ask one of those word people. But that is what the term they use is. It's a sleeper rail once they lay those down. The sleepers are the ties once they're laid in the roadbed. We got a bunch of vehicles, and yes, I left it on speed while I was posting the episodes, so we've done a good chunk of time. We've now gotten the General, the Compton, to come into the game, as well as the Rickshaw, and two different coaches, a compartment coach and the passenger coach. What else can we do? Well, I don't know. But you'll get all these little messages, and they will tell you when things could come into the game. You can set them so that they disappear themselves. That's through the messages. I think I've covered the messages before on another tutorial, but you can come in here, go to your options, and choose which types of messages you want to be sticky, which ones you want to fade out after a short time, and which ones you want to only come on the scroll bar. You can have it do 2 of the 3, not all 3. Obviously, the little pop-up window, you either have it fade out or it stays open. You can only choose one, too, or you can choose none. Like I have these 4 turned off because I'm not playing a scenario, not in a game, multiplayer game, not with other members in my company, and as there's nobody else there, there's nobody to chat with. It's also good for muting, though you mute everybody by doing it. Okay. Well, let's take a peek at the 2 new vehicles. So the compartment coach carries 72 passengers. And it's going to be with us until 1962. The Cinco passenger coach carries 48 passengers, and it's around till 1951. Luckily, we still have, for another 15 years, the Eagle cars. And where I have chosen to allow buying the obsolete vehicles, so you can turn that on each time you come in here or every time you start the game. It should, once you've turned it on in a garage or depot, it stays on in that garage or depot for that game session. Usually, not always. All right, what are we looking for? We're looking for things that we can start thinking about doing. And some of that is, how can we better serve our communities? Well, first up, let's take a peek at our station list, because serving the communities comes through the stations. We're going to look specifically at the overcrowded portion of that list and then sort it by how many are waiting. Hillstead Central, most of the people have moved to it, and Hillstead Marketplace are my two problem spots. 33,000 people waiting at Central, and at Marketplace there's 15,000. Got 11,000 waiting over at Hilton's famous church stop. So we need to go over there, take a look, and see what it is we need to do over here to begin clearing this out. Where are those people going to? Appingwick. Okay, so we need to upgrade our Appingwick. Barrington via the Hillstead Marketplace, which means they're taking the boat. Cool. Okay. And I'm not even certain if I got all my boats back out. I think I did, but I can't remember. I don't see enough. And that's building up a massive quantity. Trying to get to Torchester, yeah, so we need to get these guys an extra boat. This guy. And then we'll put an extra one onto the tourist, because I bet you it needs it. Haven't even looked to see. Now we need to go deal with these guys. All right, what do we got? It is wrong spot. Okay. Hillstead Marketplace. They are trying to get to Asheville, Appingboro, and Brentby and Oakham and all those places. So you know what? Let's first take a look at this and add a couple stage lines to the Asheville one. We'll also add one to this tourism coach. The Hill and Ash stage. Bunch of empties on it, or there are. So it's just one direction that we got to take a boost on. I think it'll clean out once those empties start getting there, but we're going to put two more onto it just to be safe. Then we need to do the Appingboro. And what goes to Appingboro? Why, our little train buddy. And we can take and do this, some relief, via adding a road. Yeah. Halt. Right there. How's that sound? That gets us to the Hillstead. And we need to do one more thing here. I was hoping to be able to do a bridge across, but because I put the 3 tracks, that's going to be tough now. But you know what? Tough is my middle name. Not actually, but tough luck, yeah. There we go. Bridge over, that gets him. And now we need to start moving down the road. The ability to win an industry connects into this guy. Hopefully, he does go to the other marketplace. And that is the one we're thinking it is. So let's start getting him serviced. Yeah, that's a crate wagon. You're going to go from here to here. 100% promote. We're only going to put 3 on this, and this is the... What did we call this thing before? Hillflower. There we go. And I think that's looking good. That will take care of some of this, and then we've still got the Appingborough issue. I think there's a stage, isn't there? Yes, there is. We're going to create 2 specials. And put 4 onto this, which is the Hillstead. Get him to the station. No, not train. Coach. And what else did we forget? Yeah, it's 1855, dude. I told you I was going to do some speed runs, but I didn't mean to do that one as big. I was going to go to each of the various trains came in and we could discuss whether or not we have any way to use them at this time. And I don't see, unless we put in a full-on cross-cut across the land, any use for the General or the Compton. Because while they're fast, and we finally have the rails that can handle them, they're just not the thing I need. And this should start taking and clearing out some people here real fast, hopefully. It'll take a little bit, and it's going to cause a traffic jam initially. And as we can see, we're starting to get some separation on them thanks to the traffic. As we begin figuring in our roads, stop him down, come out to here, go to this line. What do you mean? I thought I made more. I thought I made more. Okay. There we go. My big fear was that I'd sent out without the dreaded wagon, where I put the oxen in front of the wagon, or the wagon in front of the oxen. All right, we got it all set up. About the 20-minute mark. My frustration levels are coming down from the grand high caused by the bug. The bug is behaving itself. It is not rearing its ugly head that we can touch that and open it without crashing it. Things are looking better. Just need to do one last check here. Oh my goodness, we forgot to dispatch, didn't we? Yes, we forgot to dispatch ox carts. Schedule 2 up to here, 100%. And no wonder we were losing money, but we're making money. Don't ask me how. We're making tons of money. We're at 2.7 million in the bank. Annoying, the pop-ups, especially when I've got this set to do not disturb. Okay. Copy, start. And I'll see you on the other side. I'm Kelly Jack. Trust me, I'm really hoping your day is going better than mine. If it's not, I'm sorry. Have a great day.